Welcome to Style and Confidence, where transformative coaching meets personal styling for business success. I'm your host, Clare, a transformative life coach and a personal stylist, passionate about helping women like you align your inner worth with your outer expression. Each week, we explore how to build lasting confidence from the inside out, so you can show up as your most authentic, empowered self. Whether you're looking to break through limiting beliefs, build authentic confidence and a winning mindset, or create a wardrobe that truly empowers you, you are in the right place. Get ready to transform your relationship with both your mind and your style. You walk into that important networking event and immediately your mind starts racing. Is my outfit too casual? Too formal? Did I choose the wrong shoes? Everyone is looking at me, thinking I don't belong here. If you have ever felt this way, you are not alone, and what you're experiencing has a name. It's called the spotlight effect. Today, I want to help you understand this psychological phenomenon, and more importantly, how to manage it, so that you can show up with confidence in any business situation. I'm Clare Silk. Welcome to episode 22 of Style and Confidence, where style meets confidence for business success. The spotlight effect is our tendency to overestimate how much others notice and remember our mistakes, our awkward moments, or even just our general presence. We feel like we're under a bright spotlight, being scrutinised and judged, when in reality, most people are far too busy worrying about themselves to pay much attention to us. Today, I'm going to walk you through the psychology behind why this happens, give you practical strategies for managing self-consciousness in business settings, and share how you can use micro-styling techniques to build macro confidence. We'll explore how small intentional choices in your appearance can become powerful tools for feeling grounded and confident, even when that spotlight feeling strikes. By the end of this episode, you'll have a mini toolkit for showing up authentically and confidently, no matter what business situation you're facing. The spotlight effect is defined as a psychological bias where people overestimate how much others notice or pay attention to them, particularly their mistakes or flaws. It is the tendency to feel that you're constantly in the spotlight, with everyone watching and judging you. This feeling often leads to increased self-consciousness and anxiety in social situations. The spotlight effect was first studied by psychologists Thomas Gilovich and Kenneth Savitsky in the late 1990s. In their research, they found that people consistently overestimate how much others notice their appearance and actions. They asked participants to wear a t-shirt with a flattering or an embarrassing image on. They found that all participants overestimated how many people in a full room would be able to record the image on the t-shirt, even when the image was embarrassing. This suggests that people tend to overestimate how much others pay attention to their actions and appearance, believing they are under a spotlight. The spotlight effect is an example of a type of cognitive distortion known as egocentric bias. This type of cognitive bias skews the way we see things by causing us to rely too heavily on our own perspectives, rather than adjusting to take others' viewpoints into account. From an evolutionary perspective, this hyper-awareness served us well when we lived in small tribes, where social rejection got in the way of survival. But in modern business contexts, this same mechanism often works against us, creating unnecessary anxiety and holding us back from authentic connection and confident communication. Think about the last networking event you attended, presented to senior leadership, or even just walked into a meeting room full of colleagues. That heightened self-awareness, that feeling that everyone was analysing your every move, that's the spotlight effect in action. The spotlight effect can contribute to social anxiety, which has consequences for our social lives as well as for our overall health. It can cause us to make decisions based on incorrect assumptions that we are constantly being sized up by other people. The reality is that people often don't notice or care about things that we are highly conscious of ourselves. After all, everyone is dealing with their own internal spotlight. They're worried about their own presentation, their own performance, their own appearance, and not so much about yours. Thinking otherwise can cost us opportunities. However, once we're aware of this bias, we can take steps to overcome it. So now that we understand what's happening, I have 5 strategies that you can try next time you feel like you're in the spotlight. First, try thinking of the audience's perspective. When you feel that spotlight anxiety creeping in, pause and ask yourself, what are these people really thinking about right now? The answer is usually their own concerns, their own to-do lists, their own performance in this situation. That person you think is judging your presentation style, they're probably wondering if they remembered to send that important email, or thinking about their own upcoming presentation, or simply trying to absorb the information you're sharing. Second, think about how you would feel. Consider how you would feel if you were on the other side of this interaction. In fact, on many occasions, you've probably been in the audience of a talk where the presenter fumbled their words a bit, or whispered quietly to a friend that they should check their teeth in the mirror. But these moments probably didn't register with you very much, because you didn't think anything of them at the time. This is probably also true for people who witness any slip-ups that you make. It might feel like the end of the world to you, but others might not even give it a second thought. Third, try zooming out. When you catch yourself overly worrying about a mistake or an awkward moment, ask yourself, will this matter in a week, in a month, in a year? Most of the time, the answer is no. That stumble over your words, that moment when you couldn't remember someone's name, that time when you spilt coffee on your shirt right before the meeting, these moments feel enormous to us, but they're very quickly forgotten by others. Fourth, reframe mistakes as human connection opportunities. When we try to appear perfect, we actually create distance between ourselves and others. People connect with authenticity, vulnerability, and with our mistakes. That moment when you laugh off a tech glitch during your presentation, or when you admit you don't know the answer to a question, but you commit to finding out. These moments make you more relatable, not less professional. 5. Cognitive restructuring. Work through evidence that supports your thoughts, and then evidence that does not. Once you've considered both sides of the coin, think of a realistic, balanced version of your thought. Now let's look at how small, intentional choices in your appearance can create big shifts in your confidence. I shall call this micro-styling for macro confidence. What I mean by this is understanding that small, carefully chosen elements of what you wear can serve as confidence anchors, especially when you're feeling that spotlight effect. When we wear or carry items that have personal meaning or make us feel powerful, our brains create positive associations. These become what I call power pieces, items that carry emotional weight and can actually boost your performance and confidence in challenging situations. This might be a watch that belonged to your mum, an opal ring that is symbolic of hope, something that represents a personal achievement, or shoes that make you feel grounded and stable. It is important that these pieces are meaningful to you, not just aesthetically pleasing. The compound effect of having these small choices is remarkable. When you consciously choose power pieces that connect you to your values or achievements, or make you feel powerful, these micro choices add up to macro confidence. It's all about quality over quantity though. One meaningful piece that truly resonates with you will outperform 10 generic items every time. This is because the psychological impact comes from the personal connection and the story you tell yourself about who you are when you wear it. Let me give you some practical examples. If you tend to feel disconnected in networking situations, wearing a piece of jewellery that represents your core values or a significant achievement can remind you of your worth and what you bring to the table. My hairdresser was telling me about different pieces of jewellery that she has that are symbolic of a new chapter in her life. These serve as a reminder of who she is becoming and give her strength. Wearing a colour that someone has previously complimented you on will remind you of that great feeling and that you do look good. client of mine has a top that she loves, but didn't dare wear it, even though she loved it and felt great in it. She didn't have the confidence to wear it. Then, when she eventually did, her friend told her how much she liked it and how great she looked. Now her love for it is reinforced, and when she wears it, she can also remember how she felt being complimented in it, further boosting her confidence when she wears it. Building your personal micro-styling toolkit is about identifying which small elements make the biggest impact on your confidence. Pay attention to how different pieces make you feel. Notice which items you naturally reach for when you have an important meeting or a challenging day ahead. So let's bring this all together with some real-world applications. Before important meetings or high-stakes situations, combine your mental preparation with your micro-styling choices. Know your material, but also consciously choose pieces that make you feel confident and grounded. This might mean wearing your power piece to that board presentation or choosing shoes that make you feel stable and strong. During challenging moments, you can use both mental resets and your physical confidence anchors. If you feel that spotlight anxiety rising during a presentation, touch your meaningful power piece and take a deep breath and remind yourself that your audience is actually rooting for you to succeed. They are not waiting for you to fail. Think about when you're in an audience. You're there because you're looking forward to what the speaker's saying. You want the information they have to share with you. After perceived failures or awkward moments, practice healthy perspective taking. Remember that your spotlight is much brighter than anyone else's perception of the situation. Most people won't remember your stumble. The goal isn't to become immune to self-consciousness. A little bit of self-awareness is actually helpful. The goal is to manage it so that it doesn't paralyze you or prevent you from showing up authentically in your business relationships. So let's recap the key points from today's episode. The spotlight effect is real and it affects all of us. We consistently overestimate how much others notice and remember our mistakes or awkward moments. This happens because we're so aware of our own internal experience that we assume others are equally focused on it, when in reality, they're usually dealing with their own concerns and insecurities. You can manage self-consciousness by taking the audience's perspective, thinking about how you would feel on the other side, zooming out to see the bigger picture, reframing mistakes as opportunities for human connection, and cognitive restructuring. Small intentional style choices can create big confidence shifts. Your micro-styling toolkit, those meaningful accessories, quality pieces, and power items that resonate with you personally, can serve as confidence anchors when the spotlight effect strikes. Remember, most people are far too focused on themselves to scrutinise you in the way that you think they are. The bright spotlight you feel is mostly in your own mind. Others are seeing you through a much softer, more forgiving light. The combination of mental strategies and intentional styling choices gives you a powerful toolkit for showing up confidently in any business situation. Don't worry about being perfect. Just worry about being authentic, prepared, and having the tools to ground yourself when anxiety strikes. If you're ready to transform how you show up in business and develop the confidence that comes from knowing exactly who you are and how you want to be seen, I'd love to work with you in my Style and Confidence Accelerator. We'll work together on both the inner confidence work, managing that internal spotlight and building self-assurance, and the outer styling choices that support your professional goals. You'll learn to build your own micro-styling toolkit, develop your signature style, and most importantly, align your external presentation with your authentic self. You can find all the details on my website, claresilk.com, and I'll leave the link in the show notes. Thank you for listening to Style and Confidence, where style meets confidence for business success. If you have enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss out on our weekly confidence-building conversations. You can also connect with me over on LinkedIn as Clare Silk or on Instagram at Silk Style and Confidence for more style and mindset tips. Until next time, remember, true confidence comes from within. Style helps it shine.